This is Lansdowne Road, the voice of the fans, and this is the Hungary Ireland preview. A must-win game for the boys in green here tomorrow in the Puskas Arena. What a stadium, by the way, I have to say. David Dunn joined by Conor McAvoy, who is in his hotel room in Birmingham. He was at the Under-21s last night. You can check out his reaction with Martin. It is also here on the YouTube channel. So this is going to be literally a quick one because he is flying out, and we're going to meet up later on. Conor, how are you doing? You well? You good?
Yeah, good. Yeah, I'm still a bit disappointed now last night after that referee robbed us of a point anyway. And you never know if them two penalties never happened, maybe he would have snatched a winner or something. But yeah, I'm very disappointed over that, to be honest, because as proud as I am of how well that Irish team and how well Jim Crawford set the team up, how well they showed themselves against Premier League players and that they can compete with the very best, it's still very disappointing that we don't want to be celebrated being the best losers as always we seem to do. So yeah, but I'm happy with that, and I'm still buzzing off the 17s. What a group of players, what a group of lads. Feel bad for the poor Canadian fella getting awful abuse. Like it's actually my whole timeline is everyone going at him. But in fairness, it's all funny games. Like no one's really making it personal. But yeah, it's good to be and ahead of tomorrow. It's kind of took my mind off tomorrow a bit because I was saying it last night to Martin. I couldn't sleep after the Portugal game because I was just too happy. I was buzzing,
Yeah.
and then I was thinking to myself, oh my god, if we lose on Sunday, I'm gonna be absolutely distraught. So yeah, I don't know if you think the same, do you?
What if we lose tomorrow? Be distraught.
Yeah, because after having not distraught, distraught maybe over, but I'd be very annoyed because I was saying to Martin, it would have been a lot easier to take not qualify and say we had lost the other night, and then we could just say, oh well, the
Mm.
manager's gone, we can move on, rather than the fact we had the moment of Thursday night of beating Portugal at home, to have all the momentum, thinking actually we're actually going to go and do this, we're going to go and beat Hungary, and we're going to get to a playoff, and if we don't win tomorrow, it'll just be total, just it'll be all
Yeah.
like all for nothing sort of thing.
No, absolutely. Apologies if you can hear people. The training session has just finished outside. We've got 15 minutes. Just out in beautiful, beautiful stadium. Wait till you see the stadium. Kind of huge. No, yeah, I don't know because I've been quite critical of the manager. We kind of all have, but I think fairly, to be fair. And it depends how tomorrow goes. If we get absolutely slaughtered tomorrow, then like it is what it is. It kind of shows that Thursday was a one-off. If we perform admirably well and we implement the same tactic and we get screwed and we get a really bad decision going against us, it is Ireland. It is an away game. This happens. It happened to us in Portugal with the ref. We know with the penalty that shouldn't have been a penalty. Then yeah, it kind of just depends really. I'm really hoping that. And there's a Hoover. And there's a toilet behind me. I picked a great spot to do this, haven't I? Can you hear that in the background, or is it just me?
No, I heard it for about 2 seconds. It's gone now.
Perfect. But no, like I mean, yeah, it just depends on the performance, really. And I have to say, on just thinking about it on Thursday, that was one of the best Ireland performances I've ever seen. Really, like I'm trying not to be hyperbolic about it. Connor, I think it was magnificent. It was comfortable. It wasn't England '88 where we're hanging on for dear life. It wasn't the Dutch at home in 2001 where we should have been four down at half time. This was, sit back, come at us, right? Boom, 1-0. Sit back, come at us, boom, hit the post, boom, it's 2-0. It was superb, and credit has to go to the manager, credit has to go to the players. I've been very critical of the players and the manager, but they were superb on Thursday, and let's just hope we can do it again. I think, if we do it again, if we implement that performance, because he was asked here in the press conference, are you going to go the same way? That's not an embargoed bit, I hope. And he says he's tempted. He's tempted, but he's not sure if he is. If you're him, what do you do?
You do the exact same. Yeah, like you
I
just
agree.
can't, like Hungary away is one of the most difficult places to go. And your Puskas Arena will be a cauldron tomorrow. Their fans will be so up for it. Their players, even though I still think they'll be a bit shocked that they're in this position, that they have to get something from the last game to qualify, or not qualify, get the playoff. I still think you have to approach the same way because they're going to be very possession dominant tomorrow. It's not like they're a Portugal 11 team, but I said they're going to have 65% possession, almost 70. We just have to keep our cool early on and keep it going and not give any maybe silly frees that Sabazlai can either whip in onto someone's head or he can smash it in the top corner.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't think he can approach it any other way. Like is what other way can you approach it other than defensively being very solid, being very aggressive in the tackle, press when needed, press when the triggers are there. Because I'm sure there's certain centre halves that they're targeting for Hungary that when they get on the ball, the press higher up, or one of the centre mids gets on the ball, the press higher up. So I do think pressure is going to be key when we do press. It's about the right times, but I don't think he can approach it really any other differently.
No,
Like maybe one or two personnel changes, but other than that, I think he will be. It'd be silly really to try and change up in any shape or form.
no,
Maybe switch the formation, but I don't see any reason why he would switch the formation for tomorrow.
no. I think it was perfect. And Portugal fifth in the world. Hungary, they're not as good. Let's be honest, they're not as good as they are. They're not as good as Portugal, man for man, or even as a whole. This, and we made Portugal look very ordinary. Like, and I'm not being hyperbolic. Ronaldo got sent off because it was 2-0. It wasn't 2-0 because he got sent off. He lost the head. He lost the Rakitic, Ronaldo, all kind of these top players all reduced to nothing. Shots outside the box, take those all day. It was a brilliant, masterful game plan. It worked really well. I think that's what he tried to do in Lisbon. Although he was obviously going for a draw there or to not lose. But obviously the ball retention was poor. The out ball, trying to play out, was really, really bad in Lisbon, where on the other side of it, it was really, really, really good. And, we scored, well, he should have scored 3 goals really from it, and it could have been more. So, no, he has to stick with the same game plan, Connor, I think. And look, if it's still 0-0 after maybe 60, 70 minutes, maybe open up, maybe go for it, because then I think the crowd will get on this team as well, because they will not accept, in my opinion. I don't know how fickle they are, but I'd imagine they're not going to accept them just sitting back and trying to get a draw against this team who've proven how dangerous they can be. And we were so dangerous. And Troy Parrott at one stage was one of the form strikers in Europe. He
Yeah,
went off the boil a little bit at club level. He's white hot for us now at the moment. He
yeah,
scored 2 and he's hungry for more. So
yeah.
definitely
Yeah.
has to go with the same tactic, I'd imagine.
Yeah, as I've said, like Troy's the type of player who just he doesn't get phased by anything. He just thinks he can have 10 chances a match, miss the first 9, and he won't care. He'll think the same amount of match. He just thinks he's gonna score every time he gets it, which is a great thing. It's not like he's the level of finisher Evan Ferguson, which I don't believe he is. But if he's on red hot form, he's sort of player that everything will just go in for him naturally. And I can't help but feel that he's just going to score tomorrow no matter what. And if we stop them from scoring, it'll be great. But I just think that the way Troy is playing, I just feel like he will get a chance tomorrow and he will take it. If he only
Yeah.
gets if it's only one chance he gets, I think maybe he might get 2 or 3. But yeah, so I think the Hungarians they're gonna have to come out to us out the block and try and get an early goal and try and like make it a real uphill battle for Ireland, or try and put their stamp on it and get the halftime as a draw, or maybe like I just don't see other way. I don't think it's possible for Hungary to come out to the blocks any other way than be possession dominant and just looking at, especially at home anyway. Naturally, even if you're playing for a draw against a Portugal or at home or something, or a Spain, you're going to have to naturally play a slightly bit higher because you're at home and you have the crowd advantage. So yeah, Hungary can't approach us any other way.
No, absolutely. He did put a call into Evan Ferguson. He said, and Ferguson said, "No, I'm not fit. I'm not fit." And he goes, I wouldn't contribute to the team." So he did try to get him back in. But no, I mean, sensible there. And he did say, like, fair play to him. Like, he could have been a bit selfish and said, no, I'm a good boss. And then he shows up a half a leg. But no, he was, he said, no, I'm not fit enough. And look, we got Troy there. He's the man that we need to keep bubble wrapped. He shouldn't be allowed out of his room until he gets on the bus. Slide his food under the door or something. Just, make sure we have his hotel room like covered in bubble wrap and, like the baby corner things.
Troy Parrott, Troy Parrott has a chance this weekend to make himself the
Mortal.
most loved the most loved Irish footballer in the last 10 years in
Mm.
real reality since Robbie Ribby moment or Wes Hoyland, because we really haven't had that like superstar figure at international level in a way, that because he's doing so well at club level. I know it's not Premier League or anything, but
No.
he's doing so well at club level. He scored those 2 goals against Portugal. Everyone was there to see Ronaldo. Everyone there was to see their superstars, Vitinha, João Neves, Bernardo Silva, and he stole the show. And he could steal the show tomorrow, even with a goal. Even if he plays crap, but he gets a goal and gets us the winner through the playoff, he could become that man that every kid in Ireland is idolising for the next 2, 3, 5 years.
Yeah.
He's still only 23, so it could be the next 10 years. So, like, he could be our international superstar as such, where all the fans, all the kids grew up loving Troy Parrott. Everyone wants to be. And the thing is, he has a cool name. Even when you go on your phone, you type in Troy Parrott, something silly, like the emoji for the parrot comes up after, and everyone loves putting the parrot in. It's just silly things like that. But that's what gets fans excited. People love Troy. Like, people will love Troy Parrott. It's like he was the only number 7 we went to see the other night, and so hopefully it's just the start of him being, maybe, I wouldn't say a cult hero because he's too good to say he's a cult hero. That was maybe more the David McGoldrick type, where we all know it was only going to be short term. While to Troy, this could be a long term, become a legend as such. He definitely could be a modern day legend. So yeah, he has everything in his grasp to be that man for Ireland.
No, I agree, and I love seeing it because, in the early days of Lansdowne Road, the page, we were all like Troy Parrott all over him. He's banging in goals for the under-17s, and then I think Mourinho for the under-21s, the Premier League 2, and then Mourinho was the manager at Tottenham at the time. That's how long ago it was, and he was just like, "No, I'm not playing." I was like, "Give him a go." No, I'm not playing him. Like, he was playing without a striker. He didn't have a striker at the team, and he wouldn't play him. Just give him it. Just see how he does. No, I'm delighted from that. It's finally come. And by the way, I think that is, that is really, with Evan Ferguson, obviously, we thought he was going to be the next big thing, and then he's kind of gone off the rails a little bit for him. He's just been very unlucky with injuries, that kind of thing, weird managers. So he might have to follow a similar path where he kind of has gone to Roma. A similar path. Like, there is a way you can go around and come back onto the rails, so to speak. So there's great hope for him there as well. But I'm delighted for Troy Parrott. And you know what? I was just saying it to one of the lads here that this is the first time in 6 years that we've gone to the last day of a qualifying campaign. Now, as vociferous as I've been against the manager, with certain calls and stuff, I have to give him credit. It's the first time in 6 years since Denmark on the last day, the 1-1 draw of 2019, November 2019, the Lansdowne Road, when we drew 1-1. It's the last time since then, or first time since then, that we've actually gone to the last day of a campaign. So you got to give them credit there somewhere.
100%. 100%, yeah.
And I mean, God, it's mad, isn't it? Like, this is a massive game now. Like, and it's weird. It's a 2:00 kickoff Irish time, 3:00 over here. But it is essentially a playoff, isn't it? It's a playoff for a playoff.
Yeah, it is. It is. We're qualifying for the World Cup. We're having 4 playoffs because you have to beat Portugal, have to beat Hungary, have to win a semi-final, have to win a final. So it's 4 playoffs. It's basically it's the last 16 to win, last 16, last 8, last 4, and then the last 2. So yeah, it is a playoff. But I'd back these lads to go create a bit of history tomorrow, give us something special to look back on. If we win 3-0 and Armenia beat Portugal, we finish top of the group. So we'll be mad. But no, that's never happening. But yeah, it's interesting that technically we could still top the group going into the last day, which is never going to happen.
No, that's a step too far. But listen, we performed to the levels that we performed on Thursday against Hungary, because that was an away performance for me. That was the perfect away performance. And look, you have to do that against a team like Portugal. Those days are gone where you get stuck in and you try to play them, the crowd, and no, it doesn't happen that way. You have to, play to your strengths. We played to our strengths on Thursday. It was a masterful tactical display. Even Dunphy came out and said he had to eat humble pie.
I think we all have to, because I think everyone has to, but yeah, I think we all have to. But any idea of what team do you want for tomorrow, basically? Because obviously I have to get to the airport here, so it's gonna be a short. Short preview. But no, what team do you want to see tomorrow? What are you happy to keep the same, or who do you want for abroad? We don't have the graphic up today, but what do you want?
The exact same. The exact same. Don't change it now. If he's worried about overloading players, then maybe you change up Benny for Festi. I know Festi had an absolute terrible game. But you know, to be fair, he's normally quite good, and I give him that was an anomaly for me.
He was on the. He was on the. Don't forget, he was on the left hand side, and he only ever plays on the right hand side.
Yeah, so I'd probably go there. Like if it's only a matter of overloading players, but he did say actually in the press, you know, well, we did manage that. Like we did take players off. You know, so we were able to manage that a little bit, which is a fair point. So I'd probably go the exact same. I'd go the exact same. You know, you don't change a winning team.
The only thing I would maybe say is Malumbi for Taylor. Not in the Taylor, I thought he'd done well. It was very good in the air and stuff. Thought he was all right. But once Sabazzi's on the pitch, someone's basically going to have to do a job of being in his face, stuck into his face. Even though Taylor does that, gets stuck, Malumbi does it to another level. He gets proper rattles people. And then obviously there's the question of Manning coming back in for Scales, because Manning is a set piece threat. And that's maybe that. The more I think of it, more I think Manning's definitely going to start, because Manning is a set piece threat, which we do lack, and he has that wand of a left foot to do stuff that we are sort of missing as such. Obviously, Scales was brilliant tonight, and he probably deserves to start again. But like, it's just with Manning's, it's just the set pieces that Keimer's going to look at as a way of hurting Hungary with the size we have, but. It's just, it feels harsh to really drop Scales after being so good tonight. But them two are the only.
I wouldn't drop anybody. I know. Like we're talking about overloading stuff, but like Hungary had to go to Armenia. Now I know that's not as far away from here as it would be.
3 hours.
Yeah, but that was a tough game for them. We watched it. The miss at the end, you know, they were hanging on at the end. Hungary, like that was a tough game for them, and that would have physically and mentally drained them. So I think we're on a kind of an even keel here. So I wouldn't worry about overloading the players, to be honest. I think we just need to get rid of that mentality. You know, that's something that's come in the last like 15 years. You know, we're overloading the players. You know, this having to rotate, probably the last 20 years actually. Rafa Benitez has a lot to answer for. You know, just go out, just pick the team again. And if it's not working, then you have your Fessy to come on, you have your Manning to come on for Scales, you have your Malumbi to come on to Taylor. Because I think it would be a very harsh call to drop anybody, and even at levels, I think he'll go the same. I think the tactics will be the exact same. He is a pragmatic coach sometimes, and I think he'll look at that and go, I don't want to change that, because you have to look at them. That they were also, run themselves trying to stop Armenia getting an equalizer.
Yeah, agreed. Yeah. I don't, because I can't disagree with you, but it's just there's always a thing in the head. It's like Malumbi's, like there's a reason why they've brought them in as 24th, 25th men, because they're seen as key men for Ireland and guaranteed starters and stuff. But yeah, I just don't know. Like, even if I predicted the lineup right now, like half of my head's saying he'll stick with the same team, and then half my head's saying, he'll definitely bring Manning in for the set piece threat that was sort of, even though we scored from a Cullen one, which was a brilliant ball by Cullen, but the other side, and then more from like dead ball situations where someone can score directly, or someone can maybe whip in a lovely ball from just outside the box onto O'Brien's head, or because Cullen's brilliant at maybe floating balls into the box and like direct, but maybe that like just that whip that Manning has, Cullen doesn't really have. But yeah, it's so hard to know, Dave, isn't it? Because but we're confident though.
We're confident. I'm going to let you go, Conor, because you need to get to the airport. But yeah, listen, thank you guys for watching.
Give us our score. What's going to happen? The fans want to know.
My heart, my head. I don't know. I'm gonna go 1-0 Ireland.
Go on, man. I'm thinking 2-0 Ireland.
2-0 Ireland. Hopefully.
I think we'll get one, and we'll catch them. Like, I will catch them on the break when we go for a second.
If we play to those levels on Thursday, we'll win 2-0, 1-2-0. We'll have chances anyway to do it. But anyway, what do you guys think out there, the Roar faithful? Let us know in the comments below, and do not forget to join us. We will be live 1 hour before kickoff. Yeah, it's 1 hour before kickoff, and so we will be 1 o'clock Irish time, 2 o'clock local time, and then of course the aftermath will be straight after the game, but 5 to 10 minutes. Will we be celebrating a playoff place, or will we be looking forward to friendlies in March and perhaps a new manager? Who knows. Anyway, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the YouTube channel, head over to the Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter account. Also, if you want a little bit of extra raw on your cornflakes, head over to Lansdowne Raw Plus. That is Raw Plus. Where is it? Where is it? Hold on, where's my little graphic? This has gone all mad. Anyway, there's a graphic there. Sorry, my graphics have gone off. Oh, there we go, Connor. Yeah.
It hasn't moved. It hasn't moved.
No, it's gone like, when something doesn't load up properly on the right. But anyway,
all right.
Yeah. So Raw Plus $4.99. You can also make a one-off donation if you wish to the link below, the coffee link. You can buy us a coffee or you can subscribe. $4.99 wherever you are, whatever your currency is $4.99 a month, and it just helps support what we do. Anyway, we're going to leave there. Thank you, Connor. Thank you, guys. We'll see you tomorrow in the Puskas Arena. Wait till you see this ground. It is a beauty. Hosting Champions League final next year. Anyway, we'll see you tomorrow. Good night. God bless. And come on, you boys in green.